Gonna have to think. Well, not think, but I'm gonna have to scout this one ahead. Yeah. Because of the constant time skips, I'm not gonna do that so you need a load. Well, assume cancel because yeah. Still in denial mode, eh? Last was at the greatest risk of being shot. In this case, shows just how much danger she was in. Any of these fucking brain parts. Yeah? I submitted the stamp last time. We were not merely latest craze, we were an age, a golden age. So I own the stamp. Nurse Philosophy, yes? Trucy's mother is missing here. What happened to her? Why are those memories still locked up? So close as we some. How Philosopher's death would affect Zack and Valen's relationship with Magnifi. It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassa. Thalassa herself was a problem. What do you mean? She was Zack Grammy's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifi Grammy's only daughter. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. That wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you. I don't know what was. There's no proof, not at all. But Thalassa went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. Ours was a complex family. Troop Grammy, the master Magnifi Grammy, his only daughter, and his two disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident, but that is all it was. An accident. Zack and Valens tour de force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly, straight toward the beautiful body on stage, and crash sing pow into everything but her. Now that is magic. Happened one day when we were practicing, same trick with a new twist. And tragedy. But as for whose bullets stole Thalassa's life, we shall never know the answer. Thalassa disappeared from our lives, and Zack was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifi his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It's all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. Why did Magnifi Grammy try to cover the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is it was a critical time for Troop Grammy. The passing of the torch from Magnifi to Zack and Valent were all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Thalassa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all, yet even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, we, myself and Zack, found we could no longer oppose Magnifi's wishes. Magnifi forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his own daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing, but then to hang that death as a guillotine above our heads? It was dark behind the scenes in Troop Grammy, that's sure. Does Trucy know? She was not told, naturally. You would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life. True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. Sorry to dredge up old memories, but this helped a lot. Not to find Magnifi's slayer, I should think. true. Ah, after that accident, there was one who came sniffing quite persistently. The reporter. He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room doing his research. Would you happen to know his name? What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But in the course of interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zack. I liked him not. I see. His name, I do not recall, but his scent, the cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. There's no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Grammy. I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Teresa from that darkness. The reporter you mentioned, the newsman, I never learned who that was at the time. But I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile and the sickly sweet smell of mint. Last philosophy thread connecting Zack Grammy to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. Present day, Drew Studio. Well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney bar. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Mission was poisoned and his daughters. Oh yes, I know. Oh, I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. The journalist wishes he tracked down the case just a little quicker. Were you on the trail of this case the whole time? Zack Grammy was a good thing. Zack said something to that effect back at the Bush Bowl Club. What a character, what a man. Extremely rough around the edges. Do you think I could ask you a few questions? Oh, are you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not an interviewee. Journalist asks questions, no way round. Fine, shoot, don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. It was tragic what happened to Drew Misham and his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime and they paid the price. You know what really did them in though, don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. Now that I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes. Being watched? You mean he felt guilty? No, not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist has a tingling sensation on the back of the neck. Freaks out. Because he felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? It felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what it all means. I haven't read exactly that case. You mean the shooting of Magnific Example? No, before now. It's not widely known. You mean the accident? During the quick draw shooting practice? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. What it all? Money, fame, women, little puppy, all for me. I was younger then, my days and nights smelled fresher mint than they do now. Baron Grammy did mention one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speak in terms of Magnific Grammy at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalassa, was it? Really? Then Thalassa disappeared quite suddenly at that. Magnific wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes and feeding frenzy. Set up a one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see? Zack Grammy. Something strange was in the air of a Troop Grammy in those days. dull, screwy men who controlling disciples seemed started about it, I'm guessing. But also, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me off the record. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I kept fighting and eventually became friends with him. Sure, he punched me once or twice, or 5 times. He's been waiting this whole time. 7 years, eh? Waiting. For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnificent Miracle. Of course, it was all a dream. Because of this. The performance rights. In the absence of any official documents, he was gone. Which is that the old man didn't give his rights to both Zack and Valent. So, Valent waited until Zack died, legally at least. The time finally comes and Valent's like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know? That document sees a legal night of day. Gonna put a bit of a damp on the big show. He's decided one that Valent Grammy. Lost out to his partner at work and in love too. In love? It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and their Menno's only daughter. While it's 3 sides and all of them pointy, love triangle. That's pretty class. When you're in a performance troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One of the entire high school's length worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. In the middle of all of this, Thalassa has Trucy. And then she dies. Let's find out more about this Thalassa. Dreamy felt like he was being watched. And you, along with him, you sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Still to show he's been watched. Don't you wonder why Zack got rubbed off after 7 years? Well, after coming into contact with me, he completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then, for 7 years, he talks to no one, not a soul. And just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? And you're being watched this whole time? Maybe not just me. Maybe you were too. Me? Present day, Sunshine Coliseum. Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valent. 7 years has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you. Spoken to the press, have nothing more to say. Spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. Now I realised I needed to hear it from you. I have walked a difficult road those past 7 years. Because you couldn't perform magnificent repertoire. Do not be deceived. Valent's skill is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who slowed me on my way. Zack Grammy. His rather well-performed disappearing after 7 years ago was the end. That's all I thought. Zack Grammy murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment this time. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember it as if it were only yesterday, yet that was not the way of it in the end. While he vanished, the suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner Zack vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of a press said. I had no idea. And that very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history, as if it was a vaudevillian distraction, and here must I stand, smiling at them all. What am I, if not a player in some fiendish farce? I suggest because you never made it clear what happened. Magnifie's death is still a mystery to this day, which is why I came here to get the answer from you. I know I'm the audience has no business in stepping up on the stage. You must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. That sounds an awful lot like something I heard some years ago. No. Okay. Visual Studio. Mr. Bushel, do you know this person? Do I know that person? Of course. He's friends with Zack after. He hit me a few times, 5 times actually, but still, I'd never forget his wife. Lassa Grammy. Magnifie Grammy's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her? Well, what the heck no. So, Velasa married Zack and had truth. What was her second marriage, actually? You mean she was divorced? Yeah, I've heard this one before. Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. Apparently he died during some gig. Tragic night. Jove Justice. I didn't know. Ah, but she was a beauty. Still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know. Known Trucy since she was a little thing too. She got a better deal, really. She's got you for family, after all. What do you mean? Just reminiscing, you know. Velasa has another child besides Trucy. What? But Trucy said she was an only child. Yes, this one she had with her previous husband. And her previous husband? Her first husband who died during a performance? Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. Velasa had another child. Do you think I could borrow that photo? Sure, I can be generous on occasion. Won't need this locket anymore. I'll return it to Trucy if I forget. People at events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger and bigger, don't you think? She really wondering about bigger to listen to what you were saying. Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think. Maybe so, but still, I have to do what I can. And that's how I find to those who come next. Next, you say? Not even one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently that's not my role anymore. Magnifie. I was just wondering what Magnifie would think of this. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it in Trucy? He's got his power. You mean how I can't lie to Trucy? What's the same with Magnifie? And with his daughter, Velasa. It's a strange thing. You think it's some Grammy gene? Magnifie told me once, back when Zack married Velasa. He said Zack had good eyes, but not good like a Grammy's eyes. Not that good. I wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Grammy secret was? Maybe nobody, now that Zack's gone. Zack Grammy. The plot had finally begun to reveal itself, spiraled from a warp in the granary fabric, and grew swallowing everything. The power which passed from Magnifi granary to Thalassa. The next generation, I would once again need to meet the one who bridged all together. Oh, shut up, you. Stop. I have to know more about this power of truces. Like you can see right into people's minds. The first time I saw it do it, it blew mine. And after you don't have any mind blown, you took it to play cards with you. Gotta use the resources at hand, I say. Yet I myself have no such power. But Trucy does. What is that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother? Thalassa Granny? I will not speak of that. Thalassa is officially missing. Oh wait, that's Phoenix. Thalassa is officially missing, correct? I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. Oh, of course it was. Not that the entire country don't already know this. At your peak, you're the biggest stars around. Yet, there's another story behind the fame, one that not many know. Thalassa lost her life during the rehearsal to your and Valen's Grammy's bullets. Or an accident. It wasn't, mate. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa? Sure, Valens would say the same thing. Why, it's just like another murder I might mention. Mr. Zack? I do not know. Don't need any power to see that one, buddy. So there's someone else, someone other than Trucy, someone who inherited Thalassa's power. How would I know? The chances are slim. Take a miracle to learn the truth. Maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power, and I know who. This boy? His name is, I forget, something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law offices. So I would make her all this. Oh, great ex-attorney. You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like, but you could at least say something like, I'm this boy. Use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% true, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, it's more of a ring. Ah! On the picture. Perhaps this will refresh your memory. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Philosopher was the second. How do you know this? Her first husband, he died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he was joined us Grammys as a guest in our show. The Philosopher wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. Couldn't help notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. The Grammy family. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in the picture. Oh wait. Sorry about that, Zach. I was trying to imitate your voice. So that's why. Why what, Mr. Zach? I took this photograph of Philosopher before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one piece. I had no idea where one went. She gave it to this boy, her son. There we go. This strange power, I myself do not know from where it comes. And the fact that I passed down the Grammy line runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, Philosopher once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension. Tension? She would have faced a person they became tense even slightly, and she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it. So she could see it. Not quite this strange power at all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting or how to use a particular object, or in her case, objects. I admit the first time I saw her eyes, I found Harry Potter. What kind of power can a face like have? Choosing the power. Well, I hardly need to tell me at this point, but I was saying our brother and sister, yes, and the brother too has his power on it. So Chusi has no older brother. I wonder what will come of that. Mr. Wright, tonight after our game is done, I will return to a life of life. I would not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. Alright, I understand. I'll tell the children when the time is right. I'm in your debt once again. No kidding. Oh no, it's how it's got to be so messed up. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. Seeing a twitch of the face and the meaning in our lives behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of a crowd before one may distract. So basically what you're saying is the Grammys can see very well. What I am seeing is more than believing, it's knowing. That power of eyes and eyesight combined with exceptional focus. It's not kind of focus we need to. Of course it's difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. What if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something? Precisely. But wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelets. You're talking about poker, yes? Timing when to focus is so elementary, she probably does it without even thinking. I doubt Trucy herself has realized this. Those bracelets are made of special alloy, said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. Well, the temperature sensor or something. This alloy can shrink to the exact size of the wearer's wrist. This has something to do with power? What have I told you? The Grammy power reacts to tension. When the Grammy senses tension, they too become tense. This tension translates to minute contractions of the muscles. So minute they cannot sense it on their own. No muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. The bracelet on one concerns their contradictions. Because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tight on their wrist. Sad. That alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand how the process works now. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? Yes, that sounds simple enough. That is all I know of things around me. Thank you, Mr. Zack. This boy's bracelet is the real thing, then you'll use it for him, thereby awakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game? I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I will tell you that now. Now my man Magnifique grant me pass from this world and next. That was 2 pistols and 2 letters sent. This was Magnifique's test. His last year's Magnifique grant me worked just a bone note to the page. But that night I could not shoot, so I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Agnes, I give my heart to you, Zack. Thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zack. I would not have minded dying by your hands. How could I shoot you? You're my man. Thought you might say that. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? And of course, I would have given Valent his last chance. Given Valent his chance. And if I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valent were to shoot me in the head, then out to the darkness would go, and my heart with me. Fitting end, don't you think? Yet this ending too gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zack, and I'm sorry I have done much that was wrong in my day. Seems to me that Magnifique wanted you to be successful along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Valent's. Perhaps, but it's not something we'll ever know for sure. I mean, for you to die. 7 years past like this, the performance rights go to him. So it's not actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know. What? You don't mean to tell me they put the blame for Mano's death on him? The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zack. There were even rumors that Valent had helped you pull it off. But that's madness. Well, seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Is it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated, even though I'm dead? That night, Zack Grammy was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveller with a secret past. I left one thing behind before he parted. This. His confession to you as I saw fit. Of course he killed no one. This was his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner and Valentine. Now I'm doing to each trophy. Wait, cork. Ask what you will, you'll get nothing from me. Valentine's so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this. And what might that be? I see it bears a Grammy seal. I should have brought this to your attention sooner, but I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast. What is this? A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magnify's miracles. What? Zach Gramry? He wrote this? He passed everything to his daughter? Juicy enigma. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days. Preposterous! Zach is gone, vanished into the void. This is a genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote it. Both myself and the notary can testify to this. Why does fate toy me so? Why must my life be lived and fall to the dead? You're not the only one with that problem. But he shot Magnify. Yes, it was Zach, it was. Then he left and my career as a magician fell into darkness. Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. Zach Gramry wrote one more thing before passing on. This is a confession, in which he admits the killing of Magnify Gramry. See? All according to your plan. I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. For the audience gave him a fleeting dream. Yet it seems the tables have turned. Now I'm in the audience believing in the deceptions I've wrought upon myself. Zach wrote this one right in front of me. After I explained your situation to him. You do know that this confession is nothing but lies. Yeah, it's my opinion that Zach Gramry killed no one. So you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. Two received instructions to kill, but if one is innocent, and the one who remains is guilty. That'd be the logical conclusion, yes. So you vanished to protect me, his partner. A stirring tale, 'tis true. Did you shoot Magnify Gramry in the forehead? I had, and I told you. What would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will. There is nothing left for me now. 'Tis true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor Magnify's repertoire. 'Twas as if a little demon grabbed hold of me. I knew it. So Valan Gramry did kill the great Magnify. So sorry, Mr. Wright, but it was not I who shot my mentor. But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there? Another disciple, such as, I don't know, Nakin Talent Gramry, maybe? Your wild fantasies couldn't be further from the truth. But for what it's worth, there is. He goes by the name of Mr. Reyes. Only Zach and Valent received those threatening letters, but there was another. One more person could have fired that pistol that night. Don't suppose you figured it out by now? It wasn't Zach or Valent who shot Magnify. There had to be the only other person on the scene, which means... Wait! You don't mean... Yes, the great Magnify Gramry himself. So Magnify Gramry committed suicide? You find it hard to believe? To be honest, I hadn't even imagined there's a possibility. When I arrived at night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him, but when I turned the maid to leave the room, the old man called out to me. So you spoke with Magnify Gramry? Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnify transferred the rights from his repertoire to my partner Zach. Not me. I see. I guess I owe you an apology. I mean, it's probably you were the one who did it. You owe me no apology? Huh? My crime was in a way more serious than that of murder. What? Your crime? Is Valan Gramry confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder? You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent. There were no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnify's plan. He wanted to die by one of your hands. How did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire? That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering in my heart. A demon? Let me confess, I had intended to shoot Magnifi, and I planned on failing my partner for the crime. What? That night I prepared something before going to Magnifi's hospital room. Which was IV fluid, of course. I'd seen it on an earlier visit. Zack did not shoot, I would do the deed. Then I would use the IV liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then Magnifi called me back. I'm sorry, Valent. I'm giving my magic to Zack, not you. You still like the draw he has. Please help him if you can. I left the room, and then I stopped. The shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That is when I heard that fateful gunshot. Magnifi killing himself. Zack killed him. He was the one. Frame him, and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of his suicide. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints. Then I used a syringe to add the IV liquid I'd brought. So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnifi died and framed Zack for his murder. As planned indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I anticipated. But what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed truly? That was 7 years ago. Don't know what to believe, but... Yes, glad I heard it from you, Vaughn. Thank you. It was I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. I knew when I had lost everything could I make my decision. Going to turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. Hence why Truce is the only one left in the next few games. Had enough of vanishing acts.